Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the third grade concept of representing multiplication and division. This is standard 3.5b in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 26 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so Ava has a flower shop, and it has 72 flowers. So Ava places an equal number of flowers into 8 vases. Then she sells 3 vases. So how many flowers does Ava sell? Okay, so we need to have these 3 numbers. We have the 72, we have the 8, we have the 3. And if you take a quick look, right, you see that's going to be in all of these. So we need to represent this with an equation. I'm going to suggest we draw, we could draw a picture if we want to, but 72 is quite a bit. And so I'm going to use it with a strip diagram, just so we can kind of keep track of what's going on. So Ava's Flower Shop has 72 flowers. All right, the way that that's written lets me know that we are dealing with the total. So I'm going to draw a strip diagram, and I am going to say 72. That's my total. Now, Ava places an equal number of flowers in 8 vases. All right, so I've got 8 vases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a long bar underneath. And I need to break it up into eighths, so I'm going to break it up into half. Break each half into half. Now I've got fourths. Break each fourth into half. Now I've got eighths. All right, so the question is then going to be, first off, how many flowers go into each vase? All right, so these would be question marks if I wanted to just represent this first part. Well, if we want to go ahead and keep track of what's going on, that's just 72 divided by the 8 vases, because this equal number, when you were talking equal number, that gives us this clue that we're dealing with equal groups. And equal groups always refers to either multiplication or division. So we're going to divide our 72 flowers into 8 equal vases. All right, so that should be a fact that we know. 72 divided by 8, right? So that's going to be 9. All right, so let's just put 9 in each of these. All right, so she ends up putting 8 groups of 9. 8 times 9 is 72. All right, so we've got this part and this part. Let's look at that next clue. She sells 3 vases from the flower shop. All right, so we know that each of these vases have 9 flowers. Let's change color here. Let's say it's going to be these first 3. These are sold. All right, so how many are sold? Well, that's what we're asking, right? How many flowers are sold? We could do a 9 plus 9 plus 9, but since everything here seems to be multiplication and division, we get equal groups. Let's go ahead and multiply that, right? Let's say 9 times 3 equal 27. All right, so she ended up selling 27. Now, you notice that if we just solve the problem on its own, we could figure out the answer without even trying to figure out what the equation looks like, because that's the only answer that has 27. But let's take a look at this answer that is correct. 72 divided by 8 times 3. Because that's what we actually did. We just did it in 2 big chunks. First, we divided our 72 into the 8 vases. So that's this right here. And we can kind of keep track of that. We can say that's 9. And then we know that each vase had 9. 3 of the vases were sold. So then we multiplied the answer there, the quotient of the 72 divided by 8. We did that by 3 to figure out 3 of those got sold. And so that's where this comes in. This 9 times 3, that's going to equal our 27. So our answer here is C.